Welcome back to the second quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, along with my sidekick here, Andrew Gitros, and we were talking about people that were recognized at this Quarter Horse Breeders Association annual meeting held at Evangeline Downs Event Center. And the gentleman right here is Mr. Kenny Roberts. Kenneth is his real name. Kenneth Roberts, we call him Kenny. He's the champion Louisiana trainer for quarter horses, and a real fine man, liked by all, very quiet, but very professional. He's a member of the HBPA, Horsemen's Benevolent and Protective Association here, of which I'm also a member, so I've got to know him very, very well over the past 3 years. And let's see, took
some more
picture.
photos. We got this picture here with Mr.
Mr. Hammy Patin, Gerald Patin from Lafayette, living in Cow Island now. The gentleman presenting the trophy, I'm not quite sure, but the gentleman on the right, of course, is Mr. Curtis Roy, Dr. Curtis Roy from Lafayette by way of Vavors Parish. And they had the champion 3-year-old gelding. They were the breeders, Gerald and Curtis Roy. And the name of that horse was T-Boy C. How about that? And
you dressed up good for the meeting. Huh?
Yeah, I dressed up for the meeting, kind of Western. That's a Western shirt I have on. She was trying to take pictures of my cowboy boots is what we were trying to do, but we tried that in the parking lot. You know the pictures that came out too, dog? That's what she was trying to do.
Right.
Not enough light. That's another picture of the presentation of the winning trophy, Glenn and Lillian and the family group. And there's a picture of
Don Stemmons on the left.
And Hammy on the right. And then the next one I think is Don. Oh, that's Curtis, Dr. Roy, and Sharon Moss, Moss Motors.
I forget that the boyfriend and girlfriend.
That's correct. They've been going out on the stand for years. Real nice. Both of them are so nice and friendly. You know, I had never met Sharon until what, about a year and a half ago. We were at a little restaurant on a Sunday in River Ranch. And I didn't know, you know, if she talked to little people like us and from Plaisance. But she's a real nice, sweet lady and very successful at the same time. And here is Steve Tate from Ville Platte. He's a breeder, and there he is with Vicky. Vicky was one of his employees. He was a supervisor at the Lafayette office, DHH. And he has retired and now works with the cattle and the raising of horses, and just very interested in the quarter horse industry. And that picture there is Miss, on the left is Miss Judy Patin and Miss Diane Stemmons, Don's wife.
And then here
is Bobby and Miss Bobby Lolla Vet. That's not quite how you pronounce it, but she is a real excellent long-time worker with the HBPA. She's heads up the Horsemen's bookkeeping department. When you get a check, you need a check here at Evangeline Downs.
She's the lady.
Out of your account, she is the lady that knows how to get it and write it to you and check all your Social Security numbers and all the security to make sure the proper person is getting it. And this is the former director of this association last Saturday night, Laverne Perry. Laverne was a child actor. He had a children's program for many years, KALB.
No kidding. Up in Alexandria?
In Alexandria. And then he got involved with the horsemen. He's always been involved with the horsemen. His daddy was a horseman, not racing type horses, working type horses.
Sure.
And that's a beautiful trophy that was presented. I guess that was presented, or maybe that's the one that Hammy and Curtis received for their winning broodmare. And winning horse, I'm sorry, gelding. And
if I can jump to this photo.
Okay, and this is Miss Willoughby Williams, and that was Taco Bell Sunday. Walked over to me and said, you are Bobby Dupre? I said, yes, I am. And I'll kind of back up when they tell me that. She says, I love your program. You and your sidekick do a good job. And you know, that makes my day. So anytime you see me, please come up. And if I get a chance, if I don't take your picture and you want your picture taken, just let me know. And this is the drive-through. I spoke and showed some pictures of Sonia's Donuts and Grill. Last week I had several pictures, very new success story here in Opelousas. And they have a drive-through window. I forgot that's where a lot of that business is taking place now.
Starbucks coffee.
They even serve Starbucks coffee. And they serve good food. And I met this young man here. He's something else, this young fella. Let me find the story. He is I'll get it. Don't move. He's Gilroy.
I'm not moving.
And he's a house. He does house moving. And he's very good at it, I might add. He has all the hydraulic equipment that you need
to level,
and to raise. You want your house. Maybe you have a camp out near the Gulf or near a waterway around the Chaffalaya River or something, and to be able to get insurance, flood insurance, you're going to have to raise it up. This is the young man, and just keep on. You know, I had that right before we got on the air.
You want me to hit something else while you dig?
Well, here it is, Marvin Guillory, 351-5555.
That's easy to remember.
He can even move a house with a concrete slab. I mean, he's on top of it. And that smile you see right there, he walked up and says, I know who you are. He says, you Bobby Dupre. He says, I watch your program. And I said, well, let me get a picture of you and find out what kind of story you have. And he has a good story. And let me tell you, there's not a lot of house movers in our immediate area can do all of the things that he can do. And very reasonably priced.
How about this? Bobby Dupre, the big game hunter.
Went to pick up a horse with George Richard at Jeff Davis Island. It's an island on the Mississippi River between, I guess you'd say, south of Jackson. And next morning, saw that they needed somebody to hunt. I had never hunted deer. They said, you want a rifle? I said, I did like that. They said, don't look like you want a rifle. They said, what about a shotgun? I said, give me an old 12 gauge. A few buckshots, and I put that down. I went and sat down on one of the little canvas chairs. They get up in the air, way up in the air. I'm sitting on the ground.
It'd be closer to the ground, just in case.
Just in case.
Safety.
And this is what I shot, and George Richard thought I had misfired because I had shot 3 times.
Didn't know when you shot a deer.
Well, and then a few minutes later, he heard another rally. He figured I'd found the deer and was finishing him off. I had killed me a doe that day. Well, you're not supposed to kill 2, I found out, but I was in kind of an island, and I don't know who could have given me a ticket there, but I learned that later.
Many years ago.
My only time, 97.
The statute of limitations.
Oh, yes, and pretty little deer.
How about this, man? While we're showing you hunting and fish, you got a fishing picture there, too?
That fishing picture, this is the mouth of the Mississippi. I'm with Noel Bunall.
That's not a brim.
And no, big redfish, and beautiful day we had out there. You can see the weather, just everything is pretty out there.
How about this? You got this picture.
Yes,
this young man.
and
if you got that notes handy. If you
yes,
don't,
I do. I have it right here.
Go ahead then.
This is a picture. The reward for me is actually more than I've ever given him. And this is a picture of Michael Phillips, the young man on the left, the older gentleman. And his little big buddy is Trevante, whom he met in 2010. Until today, he's got some pictures which you slipped off of your camera, or you didn't take it probably. You just told me you had taken it. But
sort of a mentoring program.
Mentoring, kind of like what we the Hope for Opelousas, that type of program, boys and girls type program.
Sure.
And he met him at one of the boys and type girl situation, and they just became buddies that first day he met him, and that was 4 years ago now. And
then you also had a picture of this young man doing something of
right
the
here in
same
Lafayette, same type of work.
He was on American Idol. That's Ben Boone.
Ben Boone was on American Idol, and he brightened his day, the day for children at Women and Children's Hospital right here in Lafayette, Louisiana. He came and played, and he said he thinks he got more good out of it than what the kids got out of it. You get a feeling. You wonder why you and I work every year so hard for the fundraiser with the cerebral palsy children. And it's
like a contest for us. I mean, we fight that thing like we're gonna like we're racing somebody.
Like it's coming to our pocket instead of to the clinic.
And it said, okay, we're gonna cross that number, and we're not running against nobody, but we got to get our numbers.
Watched a beautiful show. It was 74 minutes long. It's on a HBO program. It's probably still on. I think it's going to be on till the 11th showing, and it's Miss You Can Do It. And it's about a young lady that had cerebral palsy, and she has started a contest for children with disabilities. I mean, tears just stayed in my, I cry real easy about situations like that. And if you can possibly, if you can write this down, Miss You, just a letter U, Can Do It. And that's the name of the program. And I'll tell you what, it's a 74 minutes that it's going to pass like that.
Very good.
And then the Book of Manning is also showing over and over right now, and it's about the daddy Archie Cooper, the brother, the oldest brother, and then Peyton and Eli.
Right.
And of course,
didn't have a good Sunday.
Didn't have a good Sunday, but they're about the cleanest cut family in athletics that you can ever have.
Done well and have given a lot back to the community, all of them.
That's part of the whole picture.
I'm impressed with Peyton's wife, that more and more I read these articles, and I'm always looking for what's between the lines, not just the big story, what's between the lines. And when I read those stories about how he was ready to retire with the injury and the Colts were going to let him go, and she's the one that pushed him to come back just to prove, she says, you're not the type of personality who can just go away. You're going to have to prove to yourself you still, you know, a world-class athlete, that you can come back from this type of injury, and he did. And I think even if he would retire now, I think he's got some closure. He had one of the best seasons a player has ever had in the history of quarterbacks. I mean, it broke every record.
Every record, yeah. Broke his own and
everyone else's.
And everyone else's. We just have a minute before a break, so I'm going to go to the questions that are asked to Sheriff Bobby Guitros, and then he answers them once a week in the Daily World. And are seat belts required for all car riders? And the answer is yes. All riders are now required. Used to be just the front seat riders, and of course the young children up to a certain weight. And you parents, y'all are aware of that. They have to be in the back, and they have to be facing
a certain type of seat and booster
and all of that. So be very, very careful. Not just to be following the law, but the law protects you as a. You notice every bad accident that occurs, they're going to say whether the occupants of the vehicle had a seat belt on or did not have it. So in other words, that's where they get those statistics that they give you. A lot of times, two people that in the same vehicle, one gets killed, the other is hardly bruised up. And you would have thought maybe it was the one that the occurrence might have more damage on the side where the passenger had the belt on, and the other one got injured because he didn't have the seat belt on. For whatever reason, follow the law.
We'll see you folks on the other side of 1 minute.